Hi, Matt Smith here with more grid theory from mattsmithguitar.com. And I'm talking more about the same, just a different perspective, because everything's about perspective and what kind of information you can put behind what you're playing. So here we have the C chromatic scale. We see that the C's are red, which basically highlighting the root. And what we've done is we've used whole step, half step, whole step, half step to eliminate the sharps and flats. And that gives us this nice, clean little pattern right here. C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So what my grid is telling us to do, well, it's not my grid, it's music theory, but it's my grid of the fourths and fifths. It's just a circle of fifths. So I just like to put it in a grid. Is the key of C has no sharps or flats. Now, if I take, here's what I kind of want you to understand. If I take this pattern and move it up one fret, look at the sharps and flats. We have C sharp, D sharp, G sharp, F sharp. We have a B flat and a C and a C sharp. And it's crazy town. If I move it up another fret, it's D, E, F sharp, G. So there's only two sharps. That's not too crazy. We move it up another fret, and it's even crazier. So what I'd like to do is start at C and run through the circle of fifths. So what that means is instead of randomly playing the scale everywhere, what we do is we run it in a certain order. So basically what we want to do is start it on C to C, and then we want to find a G note somewhere and run the pattern. Well, the G note is right here. So we could, if we wanted to, maybe just start it right there, and that will add an F sharp. So we just started the same pattern. But what we could also do is, here's a G, your octave rule is up 2 frets and over 2 strings. So G back 2 frets, right there's your G. So we can just move it right here. And that will put us in the key of G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Now, if we just keep doing this, every 2 frets, we'll add 1 sharp at a time. And I'm just going to demonstrate that. So we'll start with C. So here's C. And then I'm just going to keep hitting yes so that roots rotate with me. So there's the key of G. G, A, B, C, D, E, F sharp, G. Go to the fifth. Same pattern, and it's D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp, D. And move it down a fret. That's our next fifth, A, B, C, D. And you'll see each time it adds a sharp. So if I just keep doing this pattern, it's just going to add a sharp each time. So I'm increasing the sharps and flats. And I'll go to F sharp. And it's the same pattern, but the sharps and flats are changing. Until finally when you get to C sharp, everything's been altered. So what we will do, that's how that looks going back. This is what guitar players learn. They learn to move patterns around and change keys, which is fine, but it ignores to a large degree what's happening with the actual pattern. So what I would like to do is run through this now in a more linear fashion. And we'll pretend that these are the only 8 notes available to us in the musical system. What that means is we're going to go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. Those are all the notes we have, those and the notes between them. So if we want to get this in the key of G, we'll go to the fifth, which is G, and then we'll run the alphabet, and there's an F sharp right there. So we're just going to have to add an F sharp to this. So we go like that. C, D, E, F sharp, G, A. So the next thing we do is we go from G to the fifth, which is, I'm just going to do it the old-fashioned way, G, A, B, C, D. Okay, D's the fifth, and previous sharps are carried over, and new sharps always come in on the seventh. Now the seventh is also a half step below the root, so it's really, really easy to cycle through this really fast. So we go F, G, A, B, C, D. D is the root, so the new sharp is a half step behind that, so it's going to be C sharp. So all we have to do is sharp the C. And there we have it. So now we're in the key of D, or in the key of A. No, in the key of D, sorry. D, E, F sharp, G, A, B, C sharp. Okay, and then we can put a D, an octave. Whoops, wrong tool. Put the D right there. But we don't need to do that because we're assuming that these are the only notes. I know I confused myself. So C sharp, we have two sharps here. So the next key is going to go D, E, F, G, A. A will be the next key. The new sharp is a half step behind A, which is G. So we just sharp the G. And there we have the G sharp. So we're in the key of A. So we go A, B, C, D, E. New key is E. The new sharp comes in on the 7th, which is a half step behind the root. So that's going to be a D sharp. So now we simply sharp the D. And there it is. So now we're in the key of E. We go E, F, G, A, B. B is the new key. The new sharp is going to be a half step behind B, so we just sharp the A. And it's calling it a B flat, but it's really an A sharp. I'm going to have to work on that. So B, E, F, G, or no, we just did F sharp. What key are we in? We got A sharp. So the new key is going to be F sharp. We just did B. So B, C, D, E, F sharp. The new sharp is going to be a half step behind. So it's going to be E. So we'll move E up. And it says F. But it's mathematically or theoretically, you never have two notes that are the same when you're running scale. So you never have F and then F sharp. So this would be E sharp and F sharp. Okay, so now we're on F sharp. So we go F sharp, G, A, B. C sharp is the new key, and the new sharp is right here. So we'll just move that up. And there it is. And if you look at this, you'll notice that it's the exact same pattern that we started with. It's just 1 fret higher. So we'll go back through this, and you can see that that's the same pattern that we started with. It's just kind of crazy town. But what you're doing is you're putting supportive information behind what you're doing when you're practicing your scales like this. So I hope this was helpful. I hope you learned something. These are always fun to do. And I hope my brain's not too confusing of a place for you. I hope you learned something. If you did, go to mattsmithguitar.com. You can download some of my charts. This chart is already uploaded. You can download it as a JPEG file or a Word document. And you can also donate if you learned something. And thanks. Have a nice day.